Hi everyone, just going to do a quick tutorial on how to use aiming off when navigating. So for this scenario, I'm on Kinder Scout, which is in the Dark Peak, the Peak District. It's an area that's notoriously hard to navigate in, and it's featureless, and particularly if the cloud comes down, which it often does, it's high ground. You can find yourself in a few problems. So use this scenario. So imagine I've come up from the A57 road. I've taken a well-used route actually up to this point here, Fairbrook Naze, and then I'm taking this path along the northern edge of that plateau to this point here, this crossover of the stream. Again, with reasonable navigation, that should be straightforward to identify that point there. And again, the idea is that rather than walking all the way around on the footpath, I might want to get across to this beautiful spot here, Kinder Downfall. So I'm gonna take a bearing, and conventionally what I could do is take a bearing straight across the plateau there and then directly for Kinder Downfall. The problem with that is that, with human error, with a number of, even on this terrain, if it's really uneven, it's hard to walk on, hard to stay in a straight line. So the odds of me actually hitting that with a direct bearing are quite slim. And if I was some way off, even if I was a couple of degrees, I might be 30 or so meters from the target, just by a couple of degrees out. So I might end up walking straight past. So in order to increase the odds of me hitting that point, I'm gonna use this technique called aiming off. So I'm gonna intentionally aim west of my intended target. So take a bearing. And you can see this in one of my other tutorials if you need to know how to take a bearing. And I add my variation. So I'm taking and going across country, and that's going to give me a bearing of 210 degrees. Distance, we are looking at 800 meters. And again, if I was to walk 800 meters across that sort of terrain, the odds of me being bang on are quite slim. So by intentionally aiming west, when I actually reach this target, I might go so far as pacing it, but certainly when I get to that point there, the terrain's changing significantly. It should be quite easy to spot when we've got a footpath here. So once I reach that point, I can then easily walk in to my intended target of Kinder Downfall, which is a fantastic spot on the plateau. And from there, I could continue my route across the plateau, wherever, and then make my way back to the northern edge and then head back down to the A57. But it's, as I say, it's a really useful technique for eliminating risk and increasing the odds in your favour of hitting an intended target. Another example, and to be honest, I could spend all day giving you examples, but this one on Blencathra in the Lake District, you've got a situation where you might be at this point here, and you want to get to the summit of Blencathra. You could, as I said earlier, take a bearing directly to the summit, but again, in thick fog, the odds of you hitting that would be reasonably slim. So why not increase the odds and aim southwest of your target, and then follow this footpath in to the summit there. Any linear feature is useful. In this case, I've used footpaths, and you can use ridge lines, dry stone walls, streams. Any linear feature that you can use as a handrail to bring you into your intended target is fine. So I hope that was useful. Good luck. Cheers.